The Ranger Report, yeah, the Ranger Report. If you want the inside scoop, listen to the Ranger Report. Oh, here we go!
This is the Ranger Report podcast. News, insights, predictions, interviews, and information about the Texas Rangers from the major leagues to the minor leagues. And now, here are your hosts, Ben Dieter and CJ Berryman.
Welcome to the Ranger Report podcast, the fans' first sports network Ranger Report podcast, of course, brought to you by Walton's Everything But the Meat, and of course, presented by Dallas Sports Nation. And we are in the Preferred Health Solutions Zoom studio today, so thank you to them. So one thing I never mentioned that I always want to is we do have a Patreon. As little as $3 a month will get you some cool stuff, some swag, some behind the scenes stuff. And then also we have a Buy Me a Coffee. If you don't want any cool stuff, but you just want to throw us some money and don't want to do a subscription, you can do that. Also, we have a store that we sell things on, so go check that out at therangerreport.com/shop. And of course, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. If you get us to 1,000 followers, we can start making a little bit of money off of that. We are 1,000 followers short of that. No, I'm just kidding. I think we have 140, so we're like 860 short of that. So get 860 of your closest friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then also, of course, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or Google or Spotify, wherever you listen, because it helps the show out. I, by the way, am Ben Dieter. You can find me on Twitter at BDieter75.
I'm CJ Berryman. You can find me at CJB_RR.
And you can find us at The Ranger Report on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I don't know. I was going to make another one up, but I don't know anymore. So you can find us on the social networks doing stuff. And hopefully this year I'm going to try to start adding some Instagram reels of little clips of the podcast out there, since we're doing video now, because we say a lot of stupid stuff. So I think I might highlight that on some Instagram reels for you guys later this year. I'm sure everybody would love that. Yeah, I did the one with the cartoon, but man, that took a lot of work. So I don't know how many of those I'll do.
Yeah, that cartoon idea is a great idea, but I figured that would be a handful.
That's a summer project when I'm not working my teaching job and have a little more time. I don't think that's a in the middle of the school year, right around star testing time project.
So come the summer, you're going to be Ranger Report, all Ranger Report, and all cartoons.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm going to be Ranger Report cartoons full time. I'll probably make us a TV show. No, I won't do that.
That would be awesome.
That would be great. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for listening to us. We'll kill them. We are thrilled to be with you again. Of course, if you guys haven't, we now have 2 episodes of our new minor league podcast up that we do every week. Days aren't set yet. We were going to call it Minor League Mondays, but it hasn't really worked out on a Monday. We got Matt Watley last week on a Wednesday, so that worked out for Thursday. So we're doing this one on a Sunday. It should drop tonight, might drop Monday morning, but it should drop tonight. Or I should say Sunday night. Whenever you listen to it, it's already dropped, so it doesn't really matter to you. But anyway, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about the Big League Club. It's been a week since we've talked about the Big League Club, or a week and a day. I think it was last Saturday. But let's start, CJ, with the 108-mile-an-hour ball off of Jon Gray's elbow last night.
Boy, was that scary or what?
I thought he was done for the season.
You saw when they showed the velocity, especially afterwards. I mean, you knew it wasn't good initially anyway. Yeah. Just the way it came off the bat, the way it hit him, it sounded real solid. I mean, there was nothing good about it. You heard that he mentioned he thought it was busted before.
Yeah, after the game, he said he thought it was broken as soon as it got hit. He thought it was over. He thought it was done.
Yeah, and so thankfully, I mean, everybody can breathe easy. They say he can make his next start.
Yeah,
I'd move him back surprised. At least a couple days. I mean, if you might not have to skip him. Yeah, but you may have to shuffle. You got an off day coming up.
Yeah,
so you can give him a couple extra days, and that's what I would like to see. So everybody would still be on their normal 4 days. He'd get a little extra rest to rest up. That's what I could see them do. Yeah. So he might make his next start. It just might not be in his normal slot there at the number 3 spot. He might go I mean, go back to Heaney's slot. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. But I mean, I'm just thankful he's not severely hurt. He doesn't have to hit the IL at all, apparently. So
yeah, I was completely shocked. I thought at least, a couple of games, if nothing else. But apparently it gleaned correctly off his arm, sort of like it hit his funny bone and he turned just right because it looked solid. But, it went so fast you couldn't really see it well. It looked like a solid hit. But apparently, I mean, I was shocked to know. I mean, Josh Smith and now him both with nasty looking hit by pitch, one hit by pitch, one hit by a line drive. Yeah, hit by baseballs. And both of them look like they're not going to miss much time at all, if any. Josh Smith just took a couple of days off and then he was back in the lineup, which is good.
He's your starting shortstop right now.
Because I was going to say someone we're going to talk about next is not in the lineup right now. So, but Jon Gray, I'm excited. The fact he's been the Rangers' best pitcher so far. That him coming out, even though Cole Reagans did great.
Yeah, I mean, him, he and Martin Perez right now, I'd say have been the most consistent. I mean,
Cole Reagans did 4 1-run innings. And I'll take, 1 run in 4 innings all day long, every day.
Yeah.
But, the rest of the bullpen maybe had a little issue when Cole came out.
Yeah. And I'm kind of the thought if the bullpen's going to be bad, let it all happen in one game.
I agree. And that's kind of what they've done. The bullpen's either been lights out or they've gotten rocked.
Mm-hmm. So
that's going to have to be dealt with. That's going to have to be dealt with at some point during the season.
It's you and I kind of discussed it a little bit on the podcast, probably more off the air. But
yeah,
I cannot see them going past the trade deadline without acquiring 2 big arms. Yep. You know what I mean? 2 big arms, and I'm talking 97, 98 mile an hour.
Yeah.
FU stuff, as Tepid would say.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think
Tepid participation on Twitter. He's a fun follow, and he is. He said the Rangers just don't have those FU 98, 99, 100 mile an hour bullpen arms.
Yep.
But so that's just what I think is going to happen.
The only one they really have doing that this year is Cole Reagans, and he's been very, very good out of the bullpen. In case you guys missed it, in the description I'll put it. We've had him on 2 different times. Cole.
We have had Cole on twice.
And in fact, we asked him if he attributed his success to us, and he said yes. So I'm going to blast that everywhere now that he's doing so well this year. CJ missed that episode the second time we interviewed. I had Nathan on with me, and Nathan asked if he attributed all his success to us, and he said yes. So I got that on the record. Yeah, the Hague got Cole Reagans to say that on the record. So
that's nice.
He's so good now because of us. So. No, but he's definitely been great. There's been a few that have been great coming out. Dane Dunning has been great coming out of the bullpen. Dane Dunning's
been really good, and so I'm not really concerned about our starting rotation. Even if a Jon Gray or somebody goes down, you definitely don't want them to, obviously.
No, but I think Reagans.
Dunning and Reagans.
Yeah.
1, 2. I mean, I'd pick one and throw them in the rotation. Of course, they're not going to be ramped up to go probably 5 or 6 innings.
No, but they can go 4.
4, and kind of build up their arm strength as far as endurance goes. And I'd be fine with that.
But again, hopefully Jon Gray, like you said, if he misses it, he won't miss it. They'll just push him back a couple of days and he'll be good to go. Because I'll tell you what, him and Perez have been impressive in the rotation. I mean, when DeGrom's on, obviously there's no one like him. I mean, there's nobody like him. I mean, when you have kind of an off day and you strike out 11 people, you're the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah, that's
Evaldi definitely struggled his last start.
Yeah,
and of course we already talked about Heaney's struggles his first start.
But his second,
he broke a Nolan Ryan record.
Broke Nolan Ryan's record of consecutive strikeouts.
That is the most bipolar 2 outings I think I've ever seen.
Yes,
the worst pitcher in the history of the world, and then breaking a Nolan Ryan record.
Does that beat the Kyle Gibson opening day flub? And then
that's true.
That's a close one. That's a close one. So those 2, and then in the last couple of years, we've seen some crazy bipolar starts out of some starting pitchers for the Rangers.
We definitely have.
Let's get to Corey Seager.
Yeah. So speaking of, Josh Smith getting hit in the face, Corey Seager got hit nowhere, but pulled if you watched it, you saw what happened. He grabbed the back of his leg. Everyone knows what that means right away.
He's on the IL. Yeah.
It looked ugly. He's on the 10-day, I believe, but he'll be gone for at least a month, if not more.
Yeah. They're saying, I mean, was a grade 2.
Grade 2, I believe, is what it was called.
I think is what they called it. And I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to be a doctor and know the grades, but I think the grade 1's the worst. The grade 2, it's
bad.
It's bad. It's not season ending. It's not long term. Missing most of the season, but it's going to be, and it's probably going to be a thing that nags him when he comes off the IL a little bit.
Well,
too.
and he was starting so good. That's what bothers me.
Yes.
When he comes back, I don't think he'll be the same because, like you said, it's going to bother him all year.
He's going to have to go down to AAA for a few games to see some live pitching again.
Yeah, we should cover those games. We should cover those games if he goes to AA.
I'll fly. I'll quit my job to fly. No, I will not. But
no, don't do that, please.
No.
I don't pay you enough for that.
Yeah, no. We're working on that.
We are, yeah, but not quite yet. We're not quite there yet.
No. But yeah, Seager, he had such an excellent start, so much better than last year. And you look at last year as a down year for him overall, and he hit 33 homers. I mean, what's a regular Corey Seager in our ballpark? What's a regular Corey Seager? And I mean, I think we got a good taste of that starting the season. And man, it sucks to lose him right then and there. But
and he's got an attitude on the field that I really like.
Yeah, he kind of has a.
I don't want to say cocky, but he's all business.
Yeah, kind of a general, like a little bit of Michael Young in him.
Yeah.
Michael Young is a nice guy, nice off the field, and he'll joke around and whatnot. But have you ever seen Michael Young smile? I don't remember Michael Young smiling.
No, not on the field. No, not on the field.
Unless it was a walk-off or something. So not while game is going on. It's he kind of has that stoic. Yeah. Just expression.
Both him and Simeon. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all business when they get between the lines.
Yep, and it's something you got to love. And you mentioned Uvalde a little bit earlier. Yeah, he got roughed up in his last outing, and he said, "No, my stuff it felt great." He said, "I just didn't execute." Yeah, he left he was getting ahead of hitters real quickly, but then he was leaving missing his spots and leaving them, over the middle of the plate, on 0-2 and 1-2. And getting hit. So, it's good to see that he's getting ahead, but those are, you got to use that splitter, the slider, high fastball, throw some, I haven't looked to see what his spin rate is on his fastball, but I know he likes to go up in the zone with it, and he can, whenever he's hitting upper 90s. So yeah, he's definitely capable of putting guys away. So I'm not concerned about that. And I was just kind of concerned about him maybe coming off the injury and whatnot, struggling getting ahead of hitters, and he really hasn't had that big of an issue with that this year. He's doing that just fine, and I'm excited to see what he brings into the future too. It's so fun to be talking about Rangers pitching, and we're getting Martin Perez now, and it's just turned into it. He's doing the same. He's following up on last year. He really is. Even when he throws a whole lot of pitches in the second and third innings. Yep. He finds a comfort zone. He figures out what he's comfortable throwing, where he's comfortable throwing it against who, and he gives you 6 solid innings. I mean, you can just look at every time you give the ball to Martin Perez, you feel comfortable that there's a dang good shot that he's going to go 6 innings and give you a chance to win the ball game. That's correct. Yeah, and that is so true. And Seager again bad, and those guys have been great. And listen to Uncle Ben and Uncle CJ. We know what we're talking about when we say they'll be okay. Remember, everyone called for Heaney to be fired, and then he broke Nolan Ryan's record. So I like how you use fired. Just fired. Yeah, fired. You don't even say release. You're just like fired. Yeah, they just need to fire him. But that, guys, baseball is a long season. If they're healthy, it's 32 starts. One does not define your season. That would be like saying after one quarter that the Cowboy season is lost. After one quarter of one game. Stack. Yeah, saying, that's it. Just fire the whole team and hire new people to do this job, which actually. Take that back. Some Cowboys fans probably do that, but still. Yes, they do. Yeah. But anyway, speaking of attitude, last night, the umpiring, let's just say, was not the greatest. No. If you looked at the MLB app, there were a lot of balls in the strike zone for the Rangers, not a lot of balls in the strike zone for the Astros. Yeah, that was a landslide one way called, I guess you could say, and that's not why the Rangers lost. No, that's not why the Rangers lost. I don't go there. I don't blame umpires unless it's egregious. But the only reason I bring that up is because Bochy defended his players and got thrown out of the game, which, I mean, we were talking about attitude with Seager before. Bochy, he doesn't care, man. He walked out there and he just let that umpire have it. He didn't care what happened to him. And that's the attitude you want to see from your skipper when things aren't going your team's way. Because after Gray went out, it seemed like the momentum shifted hardcore. It did, because the Rangers took a quick 2-0 lead. Yeah. And after that, after Gray took that shot on the arm, it went downhill
deteriorated
from there.
quickly,
It really did. And
and I personally like seeing a manager get ejected in situations like
that. Sure. Banny and Wash used to be great at that. It just the right moment. Just know what, they go out there and they're just in their minds, I'm getting thrown out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do everything I can. If I'm gonna get thrown out, then I'm gonna make sure that my point gets across. And
you almost hope he would be mic'd up at some point so you can hear what they actually say, because he might walk out there and just say, "Hey man, I need to save some face. Will you throw me out of this game?"
Or something like that, just screaming and yelling.
Hey dude, I got cold beer in a cooler down in the locker room. Can you go ahead and throw me out so I can get an early?
Go ahead, just go ahead.
You can join me after the game. Okay, you're out of here.
Yeah.
No, but it was
got a cold one for me.
It was egregious last night. It wasn't good. I mean, it's not. I mean, like I said, there's always ways to overcome that. It happens to every team at some point during the season. But I like to see a manager get out there and defend his players, and that's what Bochy did last night.
Yeah, you like to see your manager, especially in like landslide games and stuff, and your team's battling hard, and they're upset with the umpire, and it's just kind of a time where it's like, all right, I'm going to go defend my guys now and just show them that, hey, even though we're getting chicken kicked out here. Yeah, I've still got their backs. It doesn't matter. We're going to compete all 9 innings, all 27 outs. So, good to see. But I mean, just a crap. I mean, after Gray got hurt, it just got bad.
Yeah, and hopefully he doesn't have to do that a lot. But last night it was appropriate.
And that's not. I'm not saying that Cole Reagan's was bad either. It was after.
No, it was after Cole. Cole actually did pretty good.
It was just, you could feel the momentum just get sucked out.
And speaking of momentum, let's talk a little bit about Nate Lowe.
Yes, let's talk about Nate Lowe. Last night, got him another hit in that terrible loss, and his hitting streak is now up to 10 games. Yeah. And man, he's going for that silver slugger again. I guess you could say he's hitting the 276 so far. So his batting average has actually dropped from, let's see. He was I'm sorry. I was reading the wrong slash. Looking at his OBP. So his batting average was 235 on April 3rd. It is now up to 276. Yeah. Most of these have actually been one hit games, kind of like a Adolis Garcia's hitting streak last year.
Yeah, one hit a game. Yeah.
Yep. He's only had 2 multi-hit games. However, he's had 12 RBIs this month.
Yeah.
So number 3 hitter, silver slugger from last year. Looks like he's starting off better than he did last year too.
Yeah.
So he's just getting him in that trade. I think I don't want to say maybe a staple in the lineup, but he might be.
He is at the moment.
Just kind of that starting the change. The shift to a new team. He's only 27.
Yeah, no, it's not like he's ancient. Yeah, he's got plenty of play left in him.
Yeah, he's had 2 full seasons.
Yeah,
with the Rangers, and that's 2 full seasons in the bigs. So I believe we've got him. I believe. Let Chelios correct us on Twitter.
He will.
Thank you, Chev.
Thank you, Chev. Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, we don't mind. We don't mind admitting our mistakes, but believe he's going to have 3 years left after this of controllability.
I think you're
now.
Right.
I will look and find out by the end of the podcast. But Nate Lowe right now, the defense has improved.
Mm-hmm. And he worked hard on that, according to him.
He did.
Worked hard on that.
He busted his tail both this offseason and last offseason at really, really changing things up. And
he knew that was the knock on him, was that his offense was there, but his defense was not.
Yeah, and if you're the thing is you're gonna be a full-time DH. Well, there's only 30 jobs.
Yeah.
Well, at the time only 15.
Yeah.
But
now there's 30.
Now there's 30, but there's only 15 jobs. So, and you don't hit 40 home runs.
Yeah.
You want your DH to be a guy that
that can crank it. Yeah.
So he's going to be in the 20 to 30 range, around 25 a year, I believe, is where he's at. And I thought about this earlier. I know it's outlandish because of the name and because it's way early on Nate Lowe. But heck, if everybody else is going to overreact on the Rangers 8-6 record in first place right now, I'm going to overreact in a positive light. Is it's kind of Don Mattingly-esque, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I can see that, but yeah.
Hit for average, doesn't hit a ton of home runs, but 25.
But it's there. He's got power. If he can ever figure out how to get that swing consistently, he will hit 30 home runs in a year.
And he likes to go the other way. He hits lefties well, and he's got it figured out at the plate. And it's good to see him. It's good to see him busting his tail on defense and improving that defense. He's not going to be a Gold Glover,
no, but he was a Silver Slugger.
He was a Silver Slugger, so we'll take it and speed. Be a good first baseman is what I want defensively.
And for everyone freaking out, CJ just mentioned it. They are in first place still. So coming into Sunday night's game, the ESPN national game against the Astros, they are still in first place. And coming up next week, they have the Royals and Oakland, who are both, now
they're not very good.
Here's the difference between the last 5 years Rangers and this year's Rangers that they need to prove to us is they need to stop playing down to the teams they're playing, because last year they played down to their competition. So they should take 2 out of 3 from each team at least.
You would certainly hope, and maybe sweep one.
And with Kansas City, you've got DeGrom, Eovaldi, and Perez. Yeah, you got your top 3. You got your top 3 going. You should sweep that series.
Then you've got an off day, and you're saying Gray might be back. I really think that he's not gonna be skipped, but he's gonna be moved back. So you get.
I think you do Heaney on Friday, maybe, and then Gray on Saturday. Yeah,
or he
just misses a day. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that, but you get that off day and you get to come back home and face Oakland, where you're not going to that crappy Coliseum.
Oh, what are you talking about? All the writers love that place.
Yeah. So you go to Kansas City, where actually the Rangers, I think, have played pretty well.
No, Kansas City coming here. I think they're both home. They're both home series.
I'm gonna call you a liar. No, I think
we already went to Kansas City, didn't we?
No.
Oh, okay. No, we didn't. I think it's here.
We had them here.
No, that was I was thinking of the preseason, the 2 games here before the season started. But they are coming here, I believe. I think both these series are home.
Okay. Well, I will confirm in just a moment.
All right.
After
Chev, get on live and tell us. No, I know they are. I know they are because I almost applied for credentials on Wednesday for Kansas City here. So I know that one's home. But I'm going Saturday for
Man,
Oakland.
I'm glad you didn't get credentials, because I was right. They're flying tonight after the game to Kansas City.
Really?
Yes.
I was wrong. I'm never wrong. For those of you that listen to this podcast, you know that is 100% not true.
Face.
Oh, look, Texas Rangers at Kansas City Royals. Okay, yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah. You see that little weird symbol? It looks like an A with a circle around it.
Okay, we're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut that whole part out, so I wasn't wrong, and we're gonna move on from there.
That little symbol, if on your keyboard, if you hit Shift and the number 2, that means at.
I don't understand that. We'll just move on from that. No, but so they go to Kansas City for 3 games and then come home to play Oakland for 3 games. So
two very winnable games in Kansas City, or 3 very
winnable games in Kansas City. Yeah.
Yes. So you want to take 2 or 3 there, and you want to take obviously 2 or 3 against a bad Oakland team.
Yeah.
So,
but Oakland's division, you never know with that series. So
no, it's
and Oakland always finds a way to. That scrappy,
player,
stupid, win that they get against the Rangers.
They have that one player that, like a Chris Davis or somebody like
goes 5 for 5 with 5 home runs in a game.
Semien before that. Yep. So it's just, they always are a thorn in the side, and they're always going to be able to pitch, it seems. So So that'll be an interesting 3-game series for this next week.
But if they can win, 4 out of those 6 games, or even 5 out of those 6 games, I guarantee you they'll still be in first place, even if it's not alone. They'll still be in first place by the end of next week, which is what you want.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, you'd be almost to the end of April still hanging on to first place.
Yeah. You have this quick little homestand with Oakland this next weekend.
Yeah.
Then you go straight to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And then come back home for the weekend series against the Yankees. That's going to be 4 games against the Yankees.
Yeah.
So a nice little stretch coming up here where you want to build some momentum.
Yeah.
And then maybe take it to the Yankees. So,
I mean, the year you guys remember the 4-game sweep, 2010, the year we went to the playoffs in Arlington is when everyone took notice that the Rangers were actually a good team. They swept the Yankees in 4 straight games in Arlington.
Finally got on that national radar.
The best thing I remember from that series was when unflappable Mariano Rivera hit Jeff Rancour for a walk-off hit by pitch in game 3 of that series. And I was like, what is happening right now?
Weird, good things were happening to the Rangers.
Yeah, it was like everything was rolling their way. Yeah, we were like, this can't be right. Did that really just happen? Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer of all time, and I would say not even arguably. I would say he's the greatest closer of all time.
Trevor Hoffman would have to be the next closest, and I can't even.
And I still think Rivera's way ahead of him. Way ahead of him. Yeah.
Trevor Hoffman was awesome.
Trevor Hoffman in his day was amazing, but Mariano Rivera did it for so long, and he threw one pitch. And nobody could hit the thing.
Just the cutter.
And nobody.
I remember Rafael Palmeiro saying it's the hardest pitch to hit, and it's coming.
Yeah, what he's going to throw, and you still couldn't hit it. So, But anyway, when he hit Jeff Rancour for that walk-off, I was like, what is going on right now in my life? I've never seen this before.
And Rancour, you remember he had fun playing baseball.
I loved that dude, man. Speaking of a Ranger that used to play that I loved, that was Jeff Rancour, man. I loved that dude. He loved baseball, like you said. Him and Adam Rosales, who did like a 3-second sprint around the bases on a home run.
Yep.
I love that guy too, man. He ran as fast as he could when he hit a home run.
Yep, that was always fun. And he had a funny. He always waved he was the one that was always waving the bat.
Yes, that was
the batter's box.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was a quirky guy as well.
Didn't mean to go through history of the Rangers there, but that was fun. Anyway,
it's fun.
But speaking of, so we've covered lots of good. Let's talk about one bad. And that is another former guest on our show. Taylor Hearn has not, let's just say he hasn't been cutting the mustard in 2023.
He really hasn't, and I hate it.
It's just, he doesn't look comfortable. His pitches are not going where he wants them to go. And he's basically throwing, batting practice up there, and people are just killing him. And I hate to see that. And I hope he can get it right in AAA, but I'm a little worried because he's had several big chances with the major league club, and he keeps falling a little bit short. And last year he looked good coming out of the bullpen, not so much this year.
No, and I figured that bullpen slot, having 3 guys that can go multiple innings, 2 of them hard throwing lefties with Hearn and Reagans, and then you got Dunning, the crafty Dunning, the Colby Lewis light.
That is what he's like. For sure.
That's what he reminds me of. And Taylor, man, it seems like it takes him a while to figure it out each season. Yeah, he always struggles to whether it's in the rotation or in the bullpen. He just seems to take a little bit to get. I don't know if it's get a feel for. Just get a feel for the season or get a feel for. I don't know what it is because he's got the talent.
Bochy said he's only going to keep guys who help them win, and Taylor Hearn wasn't helping them win, so Bochy moved quick on sending him down, or the organization. Bochy probably had something to do with it, but moved him down, getting Josh Spores up here, who's also on his last leg because he's out of options. So if he doesn't do well, they'll have to DFA him to bring somebody else up. Yep.
And so, Taylor, four games pitched, 10.29 ERA in 7 innings. Yeah. A whip of 1.86. That's just not going to keep.
Ridiculously high.
And we hope that whatever it is that Taylor figures it out. I know he just had got married. He just got engaged, or did he get married?
No, he got married over the winter. Yeah.
Yeah. We knew that was happening. So I don't know if that has, I don't know. I don't care. I don't get into their personal business.
No, but baseball is just such a weird sport because
it is.
One bad outing can throw you off for a month. I mean, and you get inside your own head, and then you cannot throw a strike. I mean, look at the Cowboys kicker in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, he was great all year long,
and then missed missed 4 straight extra points in a playoff game.
Luckily, they kept scoring touchdowns. So
5 in a row because he missed one the week before too. His last try, so he missed 5. I mean, and this is a dude who's like a 90-something% field goal kicker. He
didn't miss many. He was kicking,
and all of a sudden, man. So people get the yips with what they call it. And I'm hoping Taylor just got the yips, and down in AAA he gets it sorted out and can come back up. But I don't know how many more options how many more opportunities the Rangers are going to give Taylor.
Yeah, it's just, and right now he's just in the boat of, it's going to depend on how everybody else is doing when he's not there. Now, Ian Kennedy is a candidate as well to get a DFA. He has been bad.
He has been bad.
He's at a 12.27 ERA and 5 starts. Yeah, 5 relief appearances and 1.64 WHIP. I didn't honestly think that he would be on the roster, but
I think Bochy wanted that veteran out there, but it's not working out.
But it's just he's obviously not being pitched in, especially after last night, not being pitched in crucial situations. That belongs to Jonathan Hernandez and Will Smith. And
well, I was gonna say Will Smith has looked pretty good.
Yes,
speaking
he has.
of a veteran, so
and Jose Leclerc. Jose Leclerc, no runs allowed yet.
Yep.
Five appearances.
Yep.
Josh Sborz has had no
runs yet.
No runs yet. Of course, that was just one game. But Dane Dunning.
Yeah.
Dane Dunning's thrown 11 scoreless innings out of the
bullpen. Dane Dunning, like I said, crafty Colby Lewis dude, man.
And Brock Burke. I mean,
Brock Burke is just Brock Burke. That dude's incredible.
So, I mean, there's some guys out there in that bullpen that you are happy about for sure.
And like I said, if they can just clean up like they did, I think you're right. I think that Ian Kennedy will be next on the chopping block.
Yeah, and it's gonna kind of open some things up, and they're gonna be able to use, unfortunately, some valuable assets and get, if they're contending, they're gonna go and they're going to get one power arm in the bullpen and possibly and likely I'll say likely two. So
I think if I had to guess, I think what they want, if I had to guess, just as someone who's been watching just like you for a long time, I think if they do wind up getting rid of Ian Kennedy, I could see, and this maybe I'm crazy, but I could see Chase Lee getting a shot.
You know what? I could as well, and I haven't seen what he has done lately.
He's been pretty good, and also he's got that arm slot that confuses people.
Oh, it's different, and it's hard.
And as a closer, remember how good he was in Frisco last year? Now he struggled. He struggled when he got called up, but then he figured it out in AAA too. I think you're going to see Chase Lee make his major league debut at some point this year, and I know there's some other podcast on the internet that they talked about that too. But I think you might see. I agree with them. I think you might see Chase Lee make his major league debut this year.
Yeah, and I, like I said, I hadn't really focused hard on I've been looking really at the starting rotation.
Yeah. Well, I have too, but when I heard that, I looked, and he's been doing pretty good.
Yes, he has 2.70 ERA in 5 games, 6 2/3.
Yeah,
and 8 strikeouts. So he's just the whip.
He's
is
consistent.
1.35. He's been a little wild, but
and that's his only problem. He needs to tighten that up a little bit.
Yeah.
In AA, he got more swings at those wild pitches. In AAA, he is not, and at the majors, he won't at all.
Yeah, so he got a lot of chases.
Yeah,
and he might at first too when he gets to the majors because it's
because they'll confuse him.
Slot. Yeah,
but once they get film on him, he'll have to be in that in and around that zone.
I would love to see Chance of the Viper.
Yeah, up in Arlington. Yeah,
just see him go up one time and stick. But obviously, it's hard it's hard that first time. Some guys do it.
Oh yeah, some guys do it.
And so we'll get.
I remember Jerkson Profar, his first at bat in the majors was a home run.
Yeah, well, and then he that season against the Orioles, that terrible Josh Hamilton saw 8 pitches and 4 at bats, and he pinch hit in the 9th inning of that game and went after the first pitch and slapped it down the left field line for a double.
Yep.
And it looked like, good Lord, this guy's really going to make it. He's really good. And he made it, but just not.
Yeah.
He wasn't the Jerkson Profar that we all thought he was going to be.
And speaking of guys, why isn't Evan Carter already here? He needs to be here right now.
Oh gosh,
he's had now like 15 at bats in AA. Why is he not with the Rangers yet? But seriously, CJ, say a little bit about his stats and how he's doing so far at AA.
Well, he's had more than 15 at bats. I can tell you that. Right?
Yeah, I was exaggerating.
I know, I'm just kidding. He's at 36. So.
Yeah. 36. That's double what I thought. He really needs to be here.
What he's doing, especially at his young age. This guy was born in 2002, man. Just saying that. Just like,
dude, he is 1 year older than my daughter.
Oh, Lee. Yeah, he's hitting 389.
Yeah.
An OPS of 1167. 3 homers, 15 RBIs, 2 steals. He's leading off for Frisco. Their lineup with Dustin Harris is hitting 3rd, Luis Angel Acuna hitting 2nd, and Evan Carter leading off. Good luck. I mean,
and I know, don't yell at us. This isn't the minor league podcast, but
no, it's not. But this is mention worthy. There's another guy we're going to talk about here in just a moment as well that not many people have been talking about, but they should be.
Yep.
And we're going to. But Evan Carter, what he's doing at his age, he's torn up every league. Straight up torn up every league he's been in.
Yes.
And he's doing the same thing at Frisco right now.
And he helped Frisco win the championship last year. He got called up for that run.
When he got called up.
He contributed and did great.
Yeah.
So he's a guy. I mean, obviously I'm joking, but I could see him. I mean, as soon as he gets to Round Rock, if he tears up Round Rock pitching, Bochy's going to want to see him at the major league level at some point.
Yeah. It depends on what the guys in front are doing.
Yep.
If it comes to,
if Tavares starts struggling,
well, he's struggling right now. I mean, coming off.
Well, but he needs a little more time. Yeah. I mean, if it's June and he's still struggling, you're gonna, you've got I don't know. I didn't put this on the list, but I don't know how much longer Jankowski's going to be around. I mean, but the thing is, he is hitting the ball like a madman, and he's super fast.
Yep, we got that defense of the Rangers is well above average. Their infield well below average, and we've seen that so far. That five-run game or 5 error game, that ruined a really good battle back by Martin Perez.
Yep.
That was horrible. And then they had a 3 earned run game or 3 error game. Not too many games after that. So they need to clean it up in the infield.
Just think if you have Bubba, Jankowski, and Adolis Garcia in the outfield.
The ball's not going to drop.
Goodness,
they
man,
did one night.
That's what I'm saying. And there's nowhere for the ball to drop. There is nowhere for that ball to drop, man.
That ball will get swallowed up. So Evan Carter, he's also walked 8 times. So it's not like he's just killing the ball.
No, he's being patient, and he's hitting his pitches, and it's showing.
44 plate appearances.
Yeah, he is.
And 88 walks.
And let's talk about a pitcher as well, like you said, that not a lot of people are talking about, who has been incredible so far. Starter Cody Bradford, who spent most of the year with Frisco last year, started awful, if you remember. He had an 11 ERA after 2 starts.
Right.
And then wound up with like a 3-point-something ERA for the season. And then so far this year, CJ, how's he looking at AAA?
Man, he's got a really... I don't know if he's going to make it. 0.55 ERA. That's just too high.
That's terrible.
In 3 starts, he's 3-0.
I forgot to mention that we need to cut Evan Carter because he didn't get a hit on Saturday.
Oh, that's it.
He's got multi-hits in like 7 straight games, but then he didn't get a hit Saturday, so it's time to cut him from the organization.
Yeah. He's not worth it.
No, not at all.
Another thing real quick on Carter was half the teams in the league when the Rangers took him didn't even have him on their radar at all, being drafted at all. And the Rangers were being made fun of.
Yep.
They're like, why are they drafting this guy? Well,
now they know.
I think now you know. And there are people, there are scouts and general managers and assistant general managers that are kicking people right now because Evan Carter right now he's obviously the number 1 prospect in the Rangers organization.
And he's being talked about by a lot of people.
He's going to be talked about nationally. He's going to be climbing those rankings as well. Yeah. But back to Bradford, the guy he's not dominating, overpowering, high 90s, lefty. He's a lefty, and he's crafty. He hits his average fastball the other night was 89 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And he's got 16 in the 3rd innings and 16 strikeouts and a whip of 0.67.
Yeah.
3-0 with a 0.55 ERA.
Yeah, that'll do.
You got guys like in the organization that everybody's really got the spotlight on, and for good reason. Jack Leiter, Kumar Rocker, who had a second very good start for the Rangers in his professional career.
Yep.
And Jack Leiter, obviously, and Cole Winn, although he's losing some steam.
He keeps getting passed up by people.
Yeah, and that's just going to have to be something that's going to have to come to a head.
And I have a feeling that's something we're going to get more into on the next minor league podcast.
Yes, we will. We will, because that's something obviously that the Rangers, think about it 3 years ago, all Rangers fans, and that's all you heard was Cole Winn. That's really all they had as far as. Well, and him and
Latz in Frisco that year. My goodness, man.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you just, now it's what can he make that next step? And he hasn't been able to yet. So we'll talk more about him on the minor league edition, but we had to bring up Evan Carter.
Yeah, we had to bring up Carter because he's being talked about
Bradford.
A lot. Yep.
Bradford has outpitched everybody in the minor leagues so far this season in 3 starts.
If you get a chance to watch him on the MILB app, I would do it. Or if you live in the Round Rock area, I would go check out a Cody Bradford start.
Go watch Round Rock, period.
Well, Round Rock.
Round Rock and Frisco.
And Frisco. They're both fun places to go. But anyway, that should do it for us tonight. That's a preview of probably what we'll dig deeper into on our next minor league podcast. And
for sure,
hopefully we got a few guys lined up to possibly come on. It just depends on which one can work the schedule out. So our goal is to try to have someone to interview each podcast and then talk a little bit about the minor leagues. So hopefully that'll continue. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook. What else? Oh, subscribe on all the other places. And don't forget to send us some money on Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon, and go to the website at therangerreport.com and you have the shops on there and read our stuff we're writing. That brings me to me. I know I said I was going to be writing on each Rangers off day. My schedule keeps getting kind of rearranged, and it's going to change again in a week and a half, or no, next Monday. So I'm just going to write when I can. I will get one out a week from now on for sure. Aiming for 2. So, I usually with mine, I like to kind of go throughout the organization. As y'all saw on my last one, I'd like to feature the big story is going to be about the major league team at the time, and then I'm gonna try to skim down and figure out what I want to talk about minor league wise. So it's going to be kind of a 2 stories in one.
Lots coming this year, and obviously you guys are listening. Our numbers are up again. I know we said that all last year, but now we're already blown away last year at the beginning of this year. So,
and let's keep going, folks.
You guys are awesome. Don't forget YouTube friends. And share this stuff if you don't mind. Share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook. Tell your friends about our YouTube channel and about our podcast, and keep us going, man. We do appreciate it. So, CJ, we'll talk later this week.
I guess that brings us to deuces. Later, y'all.
Thanks for listening to the Ranger Report podcast. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, and at therangerreport.com.